Oh, I know.
Okay, here we are, everyone. Hi,
Hello.
it's Tyra within the spotlight, and better late than never. But we had some issues, and we are sad that we cannot have Cedric on with us today. So we have one guest instead of two, but that's okay. We'll take full advantage of what our guest is going to share with us today. So before I get going, I want to remind you, if you have not been on StreamYard, you need to Julie's way, give them permission through that little logo if you want to interact with us while we're live. And then we can see some of your comments on the screen. And to start this off, I have to say, because we're all in high octane here right now, folks, because we had a historic meeting with our CEO today, and stuff has been released, and we just got a whole bunch of information coming down the turnpike and what's coming and the products. And so we're a little bit all over. Everybody's excited. And so that's kind of what it is. So, okay, focus, Tyra. Julie, you got to help me focus.
Focus. Come on, let's go.
So, okay, you've got the StreamYard thing, give them permission. The other thing, go ahead and follow us on Facebook. We each have a business page. Mine, of course, is TN Grow Wealth Together, where you're seeing this live. And of course, Julia will share it to her page. I also have a YouTube channel. Same name, TN Grow Wealth Together. Try to make it easier for you. I would love if you head over there and subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be fantastic. And because there's so much exciting news, I don't want to forget, if you are thinking about being a founder and are thinking about jumping in, I am suggesting you do so ASAP, because we're still at 97 for USA. And it will be going up once we go into soft launch. Oh, here's Julie. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Once we go into soft launch, it's going to go up. So get in on this 97 US. So take it away, my darling co-host.
Hi there, Julia here from freezing Canada up in British Columbia. I just wanted to let you know that the same as Tyra, I have a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, and a Telegram page, all under AJ Internet Solutions. So the same goes with Tyra. So you can watch it actually live on Tyra's YouTube page at this moment. You're probably already there. So. And the Facebook page, sorry. And the replay will be on my pages as soon as we're able to get it through. So because we're late, I'm going to just give it back to Tyra. And let's get this interview going with Kevin Rutledge today. Let's go.
Oh, Kevin, hi. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's been an exciting day for us as founders, for sure. And boy, it's hard to stay calm when you get such amazing news.
Yes, it's been a rough 6 months, sleep-wise, but it's been a lot of fun. So we're having a blast.
Right. That's right.
Awesome.
So we're going to hop right in, and you are in the spotlight because we were not able to get Cedric on with us. So the full spotlight is on you today. So Kevin, I just want to know, what was it that made you decide to join OnPassive?
Well, that's a great question. I got online about 10, 12 years ago, looking, like everybody else, looking to make a little bit extra money. And I was real fortunate to run into a fella who he started actually on the offline and had been in marketing at that time, I think about 8, 9 years or something like that. But I was really fortunate to run into him because he was the kind of guy that, he wanted to do it right. He was honest, ethical, and he's kind of a no bones kind of guy, didn't pull any punches, just, told me what I needed to do to be successful. No pie in the sky stuff. Just steps 1, 2, 3. Here's what you need to do, and I was real fortunate, to run into somebody like that. And he taught me a ton. And unfortunately, I'm a information junkie, and I got into learning mode, and I got into I was a victim of the shiny object syndrome there for a while, and so I was in learning mode and shiny object mode there for a while, and the next thing I know, 8, 10 years have passed. And so I dabbled for a long time, made a little bit of money here, made a little bit of money there. But the short story, I guess, not too late. So when Alan sent me that email telling me about OnPassive, it all looked, too good to be true. I just, I've seen things like this before, and I was like, well, I don't know. But it came from Alan. And see, I follow my leadership, and he's never steered me wrong, and I don't think he ever will. And so when he sent me that email, that's what got me interested. And then as we progressed along, I seen what this thing was becoming, and yeah, it was pretty obvious that I'd made a pretty good choice. But
no kidding. So you came into OnPassive when?
My first account, I've got several, but my first account I bought November of 18. November 2018, I believe it was.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah.
So right kind of from the beginning you got yourself in, did you?
Yeah, I was in pretty early. I didn't give it the attention it needed till, I was in at 18, but I probably ignored it for the first couple of months, or didn't really pay much attention to it. I was watching what Alan was doing. At that time, it wasn't, we didn't have a name. We didn't have, it wasn't, there was a lot of mystery about what we were doing still. At least it was in my mind.
Right.
And I, I'm not a marketer. I've never been the building type. I've always just, like I said, I got stuck in a learning mode. I know a lot of stuff, but just for whatever reason, I didn't like to apply it. It was just more fun to learn it. And I've said this before too. Fortunately, I wasn't hungry enough. I'd had good jobs. I was getting by. Okay.
Right.
And then 17, I got a little scared. I got some health issues and money situation and stuff, and it changed my attitude. And so I had to look at this working from home thing a whole differently, because now I wasn't able to leave the home. I wasn't able to get out. I had, health issues and stuff tying me to the house. Now it's like, I need to look at this a little more seriously. So my hunger level raised, you might say.
So Kevin, what made you hesitate initially? Was it just not knowing much about OnPassive, or?
To tell you the truth, I wasn't in good space. I was,
Okay.
I'd been there, done that. A lot of us have, we've been in marketing platforms and programs and stuff. We've been chewed up, spit out, and that's where I was at. And I was fed up,
Right.
short story. And so when Alan sent me that email, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I hope it works. But I didn't have a lot of confidence. But it came from Alan. So I knew not to, chuck it.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of half in, half out at that time.
Right.
And, just kind of looking, watching backstage, see what this thing's going to do. Well, then, Alan, he's posting more about it. He's talking more about it. It's getting more and more press. I start looking at it more and more. I'm like, hey, I better start paying attention to this thing. And then it just takes off from there. And what we have is it's unbelievable. I mean, it's just, I was looking for an honest way to make a few extra bucks from the comfort of my home. That's really all I needed. You know what I mean? I'm not going to retire. I'll be 60 next year. And I want to retire, 3 or 4 years. I'm just looking for, a way to, limp into retirement,
Right.
Well, we blew that out of the water. I don't think I'm going to be able to retire like I was planning on it, because I was planning on doing a whole lot of nothing. But now I've got all kinds of projects that I want to. I've got
Wonderful.
my bucket list has just gone crazy.
And it's growing. I bet it's growing.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of things I want to accomplish before I, finally lay back in that hammock for the last time. So
Oh.
I'm excited. I feel like a kid again. I do.
Wow, that's exciting for sure.
So I just have to ask this, sorry to interject, but Kevin, what gives you that excitement? Like, I know a lot of us are excited because we had this webinar today and all, but what just makes you that excited about OnPassive?
Well, first of all, I said I was looking for an honest and ethical way to make money. And that's exciting right there, because I thought I had that before. And I'd go out and I usually only deal with people, my close friends. I don't, do a lot of, outside my circle stuff usually. Right. And I'd bring these people in, and I think I'm doing them a favor. I'm trying to help people. And then this company does this or that, or, and you're like, no, this is not what we're doing here. This is not what I'm intended to do here. And it's frustrating, and it's heartbreaking. And, and so the main thing that I'm excited about, I'm excited about a ton of things, but I finally have a product that I don't have to doubt for 1 second. I know I got the best, I know I'm working with a company that's ethical and honest and transparent. Oh my God. We have the cream of the crop, and there's no doubt about it. Everybody who looks at what we're doing, there's no doubt. We have a level of, of honesty, of transparency. We're ethical. Our products are off the chart. What else do you need? What else could you ask for? I feel like I'm in heaven. I don't know what I did to get here, but I'm really glad I did it, if it was something I did. But blessed beyond words. And we're just getting started.
That's awesome.
I know, we just today, just what we saw today. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really something what OnPassive is offering to its founders. Julie, did you have something more?
No, you go ahead. I'll ask something a little bit later if time permits.
Well, something I wanted to ask you, because you were in basically from the beginning, and I know OnPassive grew very slowly at the beginning because it was in what would you say? It was in progression or evolution as Ash was building and getting focused. So I think, as you said, a lot of people too probably didn't really share it as much, not fully understanding. But this since what, fall? The numbers have grown, like it just went through the roof.
Yeah, in the last 6-7 months has been the bulk of our growth. I think we were at a little under 100,000, and we went all the way to 400,000 or something like that in 6 or 7 months or so. It was crazy growth.
Yeah, well, I know when I came in June, I think we were around 87, and now we're over what? Are we 510 now?
I think we made 5. I know we made 510. We might be at 511.
Okay. Yeah. So something I've seen with OnPassive, even with my own team, I have people that are passive in their business and not building and not sharing. And I have people that are fully active and they're building their team. What are you finding? Are you finding benefits to that? Are you getting active? Like, what do you find works for you? Because you said you're really not a marketer.
No, I wouldn't consider myself a marketer. I know a lot of stuff, And what I really liked doing before was the more of the affiliate stuff, where you just, run traffic to an ad, to a capture page, and then, make a commission on sales. And then because, I was one of these guys that, I got the face for radio, I'm kind of camera shy, I know and the business, that Alan, the way Alan was teaching it, what he does is it's attraction marketing, know, like, and trust, all that stuff. Put your face out there, get on video, get people to know, like, and trust who you are. Well, the affiliate marketing side, I could do everything and nobody even knew I was online. And that appealed to me more. Okay. But I was kind of stuck in between doing both, but I didn't want to get on camera. I didn't want to put myself in the business, as so many people don't like to do.
Right.
And I totally understand that. I didn't want to do it either. But I find that this business really doesn't need much. I don't try to sell it. I talk to people. Well, here's what I've been doing lately is I'm looking for founders. I'm not looking for just any old buddy who wants to do any old thing.
Right.
I'm looking for a founder who knows, what he's getting and can appreciate it. And so I've been looking for service people. Is what I talk to police officers, I talk to teachers, I talk to nurses, I talk to people that have already, crossed that line into service. So I know where their heart is.
Right.
And yeah, and then, online, I do memes. I guess I call them memes. Paul calls them adverts. I guess that's what they call them across the pond. But that's just what I like to do that. I mean, it's, it seems like I'm halfway decent at it or something. I just, I'm getting some good reactions anyway. So I feel like that's where I can contribute. I probably could be doing a lot more. I'm a little on the lazy side. So I'm in the perfect place.
And that's what I'm finding is the absolute beauty about OnPassive, that you can be as passive as you want to and leave it for the company to build. And in 2 to 5 years, you're going to have a heck of a thing on your hands that the company has built. Or you can be active. You can get out there. You can share it. I know there's people that are doing advertising and, growing their team. And of course, you're going to get to a place of success and security in a much faster manner, of course. Absolutely. So it depends on what you want, right?
Absolutely. I feel anybody who gets in is going to be successful. That's been said time and time again, and I have no doubts with that. I don't want to go into detail about how successful, but we all know.
Yes.
So we're in an apple orchard, okay? And yeah, I mean, you're going to be successful, and it's how quick do you want to get there? Is what it boils down to.
Right.
Or how much work do you want to do? If you're, one of these people that just can't talk to people, it scares you to death. You know, well, this is perfect because you don't need to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And if all those things that were holding you back with other businesses, we don't have them.
Right.
And the really great thing that we don't have here is at the end of the day, with all those other businesses, no matter how great they are, at the end of the day, me and you are in competition. And not here. Everything you guys do helps me.
Yeah.
Everything I do helps you. And that is a beautiful thing to be a part of. I mean, and that I believe is why we are 511,000 strong. I just looked it up. We're almost to 11.
Yeah. Yeah. The business plan is totally set up in such a reverse manner because any of the things I've tried in the past with MLMs and affiliate and all of that, it's all based on all of these little guys working their butts off and growing the top guy. Well, that's not the case here at all.
Well, in a lot of MLM, and a lot of business opportunities like that, there's people that have lists. They have, list 5,000-10,000 people. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for them to build.
Yeah.
And they'll build one company, and then if something happens to that, they just move the list over to the other one. But a lot of people can't recover like that. Mm-hmm. Most of us don't have those kind of resources. So a lot of us end up getting chewed up and spit out, end up spending money on this and, inviting people. And then the worst thing about it is that the warm market that you were working with that, might have been responsive to a better opportunity is now burnt because of this opportunity. So if something else does come along that, now they're jaded.
Well, it's also the fact that a lot of people do work full-time jobs and they have families and they have so many things to do at night. The last thing you want to do is put something into a business. And so I find that maybe they're not lazy per se, but they don't have the time to actually plug in. And so I believe OnPassive has it right.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say people. I don't say people are lazy. They don't want to do the extra work. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
But the point I was trying to make was I put an opportunity in front of them and it fails, and then another opportunity like this one comes along.
Right.
I'm like, come on, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have two educators next door to me, my neighbors, young kids, and they're 30 something. One's she teaches at the high school for the high school I went to school with, or at the high school I went to, and then he teaches at the grade school that I went to. And I've talked to him half a dozen times, and never, we don't twist arms, we don't try to convince anybody. I just try to put the information in front of him, and he just doesn't see it, and he sees a business opportunity. He sees a MLM. He sees, whatever he sees, but he's not looking at OnPassive for what it is, because if he did, he'd be all over it for Academy alone. You know what I mean? And so it's just frustrating when you have something this good and it would fit so well with somebody, but they don't see it, So you just, just kind of you got to plant the seeds, and you let somebody else worry about what grows,
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, and I think for some people, you really have to find the visionaries, because some people are really terrified of the fact of, well, this business hasn't been running for years. It doesn't have a track record. It's not public. It's, all of these things. Like today, as an example, I was listening to our founder meeting while I was working, and one of my clients asked me, "Oh, what are you listening to?" So I kind of gave them a quick blurb. And they're wealthy on their own. They don't need anything. Like they're very well to do. And as soon as I said it's an AI and IT business, he stopped. The gentleman stopped and turned around and looked at me, and he said, "So you're going to be a millionaire?"
Yeah, perked up.
And I just started smiling because, pardon me, even though he didn't know everything, like I just quickly said, as soon as he heard those two things, he knew, because he's an engineer, so he's in the know with things that are going on.
Yeah, well, we're not selling lotions, potions, and pills, are we?
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but what we got, everybody's using.
Exactly.
And will use. Yeah.
4.7 billion, and am I close to 4 billion or so? I don't know. I'll get my numbers. I don't have my notes with me, but a lot of folks are going to be looking for what we got.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Well, the key is, for people, whether you are passive or active, it's just deciding which direction you want to go and how fast you want to build, and just sharing the tidbits, as you said, about planting a seed.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Julia?
I've noticed that you've done a couple webinars now, and you've come on our show and gone on another couple shows. So you're getting your face out there now. So I'm seeing that the fear is starting to dissipate a little bit, or
Yeah, I figured, people know what I look like by now, so not exactly the Elephant Man, so
oh, you're a hoot. Well, I always say that if you don't face fear, you're never going to know, right? So you got to start somewhere. And I mean, I'm fearful of doing stuff like this. I'm exactly like you, but it's not about me. So it's just getting out there and enjoying the ride. It's just a ride.
Yep. Have fun. Yeah, that's what Alan told me to have fun.
Exactly.
Invite people to the party. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, got to do it.
And there's nothing, what is it? Nothing good ever comes out of your comfort zone or something. I don't know. You got to get out of your comfort zone for the good stuff. I don't know how that goes, but anyway, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science what we're doing. I mean, we're just talking to folks. I just talk to folks. I just, I know what it's like. I was a carpenter for 27 years. I worked hard. I worked out there, 90-degree days, freezing cold. And I got 2 back surgeries, my shoulders, my knees, my neck, all of it, I live in pain, I'm in pain every day from, not, it's not horrendous, debilitating pain, but I'm an old guy. I'm beat up. I know what it's like to work for a living. Okay. And I know what it's like to not be able to do that anymore. And
right.
Stuck. And if you're in that position, if you're, and I love being a carpenter. I loved every minute of it. But it is physical.
Yep.
And it has a shelf life. And when you're 45 years old and you don't want to do it anymore, and you need something else to do, sitting in front of a computer for a couple hours a day is not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's something you really want to. I don't know anything about computers. I don't know. Yeah, you don't need to. When I started, I knew how to check my email, and I had a NASCAR video game that I played. A steering wheel, a little brake pedal, and gas pedal. That's what I did. And my email, and I surfed. That's where I started. That's what I knew how to do.
Yep.
There you go.
And you figure it out. It's not, and I'm still not, I'm not like, writing code or, building, extravagant web pages and stuff, but I know enough to get by. It doesn't take that much.
You don't need to.
And it's simpler all the time.
Yeah.
And now with OnPassive, you can't make it here. You can't make it anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, I hear you.
It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
So in light of all this stuff that you're telling us, what are you hoping to see happen for yourself as a founder, like going forward? Like the company's going to go public soon. They're going to be launching everything. Products are going to be coming out, and that old wallet is going to be getting fatter.
Apples are going to start dropping off the trees, aren't they? As for me, I don't need a whole lot. I'd like to, I'll pay this house off, maybe get a decent vehicle, but I plan on. I have a lot of things. One of the things that I'm passionate about is water. Is getting people water. I didn't realize what kind of a water crisis that we have. What kind of crisis that we have. We have a lot of crisis.
Yeah.
And we have a famine problem. In 2021, we're still dealing with famine.
Yeah.
Okay. We know about the water. We got all kinds of people that need clean, fresh water, and we got people that need shoes. We got people that need beds, clothes, the all of it. These are basic needs. These are basic needs that people are living without. And we're not talking about a couple of folks. We're talking about millions of people are living without basic needs. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Where I come from, that's a sin. That's sinful. I mean, I don't need a Lamborghini. I don't need a Rolls Royce. I don't even need a Jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to be able to be okay with me. Okay. And if I'm sitting on an apple orchard and there's some kid drinking out of a mud puddle, there's a problem there. There's that needs to be fixed.
Yes. That's basic right there.
Profound.
Yeah. I did a mission trip into Cambodia and Vietnam, and we got to see how underdeveloped countries actually function, not right in the city, but in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that was their main, half of them were bare feet, more than half probably. And the first thing we started addressing when we got there was the water issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've heard Mike Ellis say time and time again, yes, we're going to look after our bottom line. But I mean, how much does one person really need? Like you're saying, I'm happy with my house paid off, my decent car, what do you need?
Yeah.
There's so much.
My daughter actually got me kind of looking at the minimalist, and I don't like it. I don't like having a lot of stuff, and so I try to keep it, pared down. My wife, I don't want to talk bad about my wife, certainly since she's passed, but she was a pack rat. She liked to keep everything, okay? And I don't like, but she always, well, I can't throw that away because I'm going to have a use for it. And she did a lot of craft stuff, so a lot of times she did have a use for it, but no, less is more with me. I'm going to travel. What I hope to do, I don't know who I stole this from, but I'm going to steal it and tell you about it. But somebody posted this one time. Okay, just say we had 500,000 founders. Okay, we got 512 now. And so somebody comes up with a charity, let's just say water. We want to put water in a village. And so all 500,000 of us donate $1.
Mm-hmm. That's $500,000.
$500,000 to that particular charity. Okay, so that's Monday. Okay, so Tuesday we can do it again. Okay,
I love it.
Another $1. Now we can do that all year long. Now at the end of the year, I'm going to be out $365, just like the rest of you. But how many things did we knock out?
Yeah.
That's the kind of power we're talking about.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And that's going to happen a lot with OnPassive because people that have been drawn to each other are very like-minded in that way of helping humanity.
Yeah. And I mean, and then that's just one thing. But then you look at what David's doing over in PNG, or what's going on in India, where $2,000 is a lot of money for the year.
Yeah.
It's not going to take $500,000 to change that place, and that's just going to start there. And then it's going to go to another country. And then what Marina's doing down in South America, what Charles Osong's doing for Africa. I mean, it's going to get real exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to absolutely seeing what happens with you and definitely keep in touch. Kevin, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, it's been a real pleasure for me, and anytime I can, get anywhere and talk about what Ash and OnPassive is going to be doing for humanity. I mean, who doesn't want to be a part of that?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. We sure appreciate you taking the time. It was very informative. I sure did enjoy it.
Well, thank
Me
you.
too.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. All right.
See you around.
Have a good evening.
All right. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye.
Wow. That was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how he shared his heart with us and his passion for the business and for people.
Yeah, and how calm he was, and you know, the minimalist approach. I mean, I'm a minimalist as well, so it's just nice to see. And I mean, it takes all kinds in this in OnPassive, and it doesn't matter what you do or what you want to accomplish. So it was a real pleasure.
Oh, no kidding. Well, you know, and while he was talking, you know, about saying, you know, we were talking about what do we need, and I don't need, you know, the Lamborghini and all those things. I was just thinking about something somebody had said at one point. Okay, well, we have residual bills. Why not have residual income that it's not just, say, a paycheck?
Exactly.
And I think that has been one of the biggest draws for people coming in to OnPassive. And as we said at the beginning, that $97, I mean, you know, what can you do with $97 these days? Hey?
Well, that's just it. And you know, it's just such a wonderful thing Ash is doing, and we really appreciate it as a family here. And if you're looking to become a founder, it's still open at $97 US. But I don't know how much longer that's going to be before soft launch. So by all means, if you want to come to my website at Facebook and or Telegram or the YouTube channel, it's all under AJ Internet Solutions. I welcome you. I invite you, and the same with Tyra.
That's right. Yeah, like we're here for you guys. If you have questions, you know, reach out to either of us. We would be more than willing to help you out. And yes, you can get a hold of me at TN Grow Wealth Together, whether it's Facebook or whether it's YouTube, the YouTube channel.
And one more thing, today, it's actually today, February 12th, 2021. If you look at the onpassive.com, the website has actually been revamped. You really, really want to go and take a look at it, because it actually shows the products. A lot of people were like, well, where are your products? What do you do? I urge you to go to onpassive.com, and that's .com, and take a look. It's simple, it's clean, and it's spectacular. So,
oh, that was wonderful. Thanks for bringing that up, Julia. Yeah, it's mind-boggling when you head over there and you see what it looks like. So do that. And once again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us wherever you are. I hope you have a great morning, evening, afternoon.
stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. We're kind of Canadian type USA. We're getting a real cold bite here. But things are totally heating up with OnPassive. So please, we encourage you to join us.
Stay safe. Bye.
Bye, everyone.